92, huh? I better make this fast. According to the Toastmasters manual on how to deliver a roast, it says that a good one begins with a quotation. It's been said that only the good die young. You're a bad man, Earl. Mr. Roastmaster, old school Toastmasters from the disco 70s, and my fellow Toastmasters who are too young to know Earl personally. Normally, our meetings start a little bit later than they did this evening, but our guest of honor had to be home in time for bed, and he told our hostmaster that he never eats any meal that isn't labeled early bird special anymore. So what we've done is I've gone out because I've never met Earl, and when I was presented with the challenge of roasting him, I had no clue what I was going to do. I mean, what would you do if you're told to get up here and spoof a guy that you've never even met before in your life? And then I remembered there was one time that I had met Ed. Earl. My memory is about as good as his now. And that was at a 1066 meeting 2 years ago. And I walked up to him and I said, "Hi, I'm Andrew Greenstein." And he looked at me just like that. And I said, "Hi, I'm Andrew Greenstein." And he said, "Huh?" And I learned the hard way that he's not going to get a single punchline I deliver tonight unless it's delivered like this. So, what I did to try to find out about this man was what I thought the first logical thing. I started to ask Toastmasters everywhere. And about a week ago, I was at the Castleberry Toastmasters Club. And I met a woman who said, "I know Earl." So I said, "Great, I'm in a jam because I'm supposed to roast him in 5 days and I don't know a single thing about the man." And she said, "You're talking about Earl, honey. That man ain't gonna know the difference." So I turned to my fellow 1066ers, and Carl told me that Earl is one of the most astute and alert 92-year-old men. How many 92-year-old men was he compared against, though, I wonder? Also, I found out that Earl K. Wood is the only man who is allowed to sit at Barbara Bergstrom's dinner table and sleep and drool. Then I made a phone call. How many of you know Elizabeth Brothers? Okay. I asked Elizabeth to tell me something about Earl. She said, "He's a really nice guy, but I'm just not into older men." Lastly, I turned to the younger crowd, some of my peers, and I went to Justin Montandon and I said, "Do you know anything about Earl K. Wood?" And he remembered one conversation he'd had with him, which basically he told me went like, "Hi, Earl, my name is Justin Montandon." So we can all kind of relate. So here I was with a bunch of non-information trying to figure out how I could roast Earl K. Wood. What would you do? I went to the internet and I Googled him. That's Google, Google. It's an internet search engine, gives computer info. Okay, good. Okay, and what I found out is there's actually a blog. This is true, you can find this out tonight if you Google Earl K. Wood, in which people are trying to discover the secret of his age. And one poster actually claims that the second tax notice Earl K. Wood ever sent out was an assessment against Pedro Menendez de Avelas for his land claim in what was then called Mosquito County on behalf of King Philip II of Spain. On the internet. Somebody else claims that that information is wrong because he says that Avelas wasn't even alive as Wood actually sent his first tax notices out via dinosaur back to caves. Lastly, another internet poster claims that Earl K. Wood is not really that old because there's a picture of Moses in his yearbook to prove it. Digging further in my Google search, I found what most of you have already heard, that he's been around Central Florida for most of his life, and he's seen a lot of changes in that time. He's seen some things grow and some things fall apart. Fortunately, most of those changes have been to himself. But all jokes aside, I set out to find out about a man I knew nothing about. And I found a guy who deserves a lot of respect and my admiration for living a life that I only hope that myself and my peers can live up to. Having been married to Mary, one woman, for more than 60 years, living in the same house for roughly that same length of time, supporting scholarship funds and the Miss America pageant, and to pay final tribute to Earl. He and I talked a couple of days ago, and because he does want to change with the times, he asked if I could help him come up with a rap song for his next campaign to appeal to the youth of Orange County. And I did the lyrics, and tonight I will do the vocals, but you have to picture them coming from Earl, because this is supposed to appear actually on his upcoming LP entitled Seniors in the Hood. And his MC name is inspired by the one time he had the honor of meeting George Burns, in which George Burns referred to him as Big Daddy Earl. So, tonight, here is the Earl K. Wood rap song. Ba-doom, boom, 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 I wrote this because I hope this little jam will talk about me. I get the most respects and checks in Orange County. Flowing and growing, showing, blowing away the competition. I'm still in office, so get off it. I'm a senior with ambition. Been having a taxing and maxing now for more than 4 decades, and my job is to make sure that Orange County gets paid. Cause I'm the Earl, the Earl, the Earl of OC, and can't nobody ever replace me. I'm the Earl, the Earl, the Earl of OC, and if you live here, y'all be writing checks to me. Cause I've been here forever, and man, I'm still going on. 1066, that's like the year my dad was born. I predate Hemingway, I'm taxing everywhere. I might as well be a ghost, cause y'all never see me anyway. But I've still got my vision and a few of my teeth, see? There ain't no way that Jim Martin's gonna beat me. Cause I'm the Earl, the Earl, the Earl of OC, and can't nobody ever replace me. I'm the Earl, the Earl, the Earl of OC, and if you live here, y'all be writing checks to me. So if you owe taxes, I ain't gonna cool out, cause I'm as old school as a one-room schoolhouse. I've done more stuff in my life than most ever did. I'm old enough to even call Carl Ryder a kid. I might be 92, but for OC I'm collecting mad dividends. My favorite brand of underwear? That depends. Cause I'm the Earl, the Earl, the Earl of OC, and can't nobody ever replace me. Sing it with me. I'm the Earl, the Earl, the Earl of OC, and if you live here, y'all be writing checks to me. Mr.